Alright guys, it's December 8th today. Ben and I are about to head into a spot where we've been seeing some deer on the private up here while we're driving out back towards camp at night. We saw a buck over there, what was that, 2 nights ago?
Mm-hmm.
We saw a buck over here 2 nights ago on the private just off of the public, and then last night we saw a bunch of does just right off the public, not too far from where that buck was. This morning we're gonna kind of work our way back in here to the public and look for some sign in the dark and try and find a setup. It's dead calm today. It's supposed to be like that all day. Not sure if we're gonna get in a tree or hang out on the ground, but we got stuff to do either one. Alright, we worked our way back in here and we're starting to find some like feeding sign under some of these oak trees. We're only probably 100 yards from the car right now. There's already some sign of deer that have been back in here feeding, which makes sense because the deer that we've been seeing on the road are not that far from public. When we've been looking at the map at this piece, there's like a real thick edge back here and then some river cane right here that we're sitting in, so we might sit right here or close to here where the river cane meets this open oaks and see if something filters back through. Like clockwork, a nice buck came right along the edge here of the thicket and caught our wind before we could do anything about it. So we got set up in the tree now, hoping to catch something coming back through here. A doe or another buck. That one stings. We had time to set up in a tree this morning, we just didn't do it. So we'll see. We're set up now. Hopefully something else comes through. Last day in Arkansas. It's about 9:45 right now, and we haven't seen another deer since that buck came in. We came in here blind pretty much, set up along this thick edge, and the buck just came in behind us and we didn't know he was there until it was too late. So came in, caught our wind, and took off back towards the slough. So we got set up in this tree and haven't seen anything. But our plan is to probably be back in here tonight somewhere. We've been seeing those deer on the private at night, not too far from here. What we'll probably do is come back in here with enough time to kind of scout our way in here and try and find some good sign and get set up on that. Try and catch deer coming out of this Stik stuff going up towards the private. For now, we're probably gonna climb down and go do some scouting elsewhere, then be back in here tonight. We just took a couple steps from the tree we were sitting in, and there's this big oak tree right here that's dropping acorns. Has been most of the morning now. There's tons of tracks right here and a really fresh deer bed. It's got a hair in it, and I don't know what that is. Looks like a spot where maybe a deer's pawing for acorns down there. We might have to sit right here tonight. Yeah. Or somewhere close by.
Comment below what kind of acorns these are.
Minor. There? Mm-hmm. There's a buck. Girl. Yep. Oh, he's right here. Big one right here. He's with her. He's cutting across to her. See him? Yep. Or not a big one, but a nice one. was wondering wondering why she was just standing there acting stupid. Haven't seen any rutting activity at all, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Last day.
Last day. Nice buck with a doe. She was going back to the right.
I didn't see him cross.
There he is, right through there. You just see him looking at us. See him?
I think so. Yep.
Nice buck.
We were right here, found some fresh sign the first day we were here.
Yeah, we were right in there, scout. I'd love for him just to push her right over here. Looks like they either came from over here, because it's public over here behind the camera. This is a little sliver of private, and then it's public again on the other side of this deer. She's just up in there thicket right behind him.
To be sure.
I don't know if this will work in a million years, but
It might not, but if we bump him, then at least we can go about our merry day.
that's true. So we spotted this buck off the road. He's rutted up pretty heavy. Got a doe over there. We drove by him like 3 times, and he's just standing there, just acting dumb like they do when they get locked down. But he's on private across the road. If we can get him to come to our side of the road, which is, they were almost acting like they were thinking about crossing when we pulled up, or they had just crossed. But if we can convince him to come over here to our side, all he's got to do is cross the road, and we can get a chance at him. You see him?
No, he's not standing where they were.
Well, and then party's over. Well, we decided we were going to go after him. Dang it. Who knows where the heck he moved her to.
Maybe.
Alright, so we just saw that nice buck with a doe off the road. My plan was to circle around and try to get on the public side of the road and maybe decoy the thing over to us, because he's locked down with that doe like 60 yards off the road on the private side, and the other side of the road is public. And they've obviously been crossing back and forth right there. Me and Curl scouted it the other day, and there's a bunch of trails right there across the road. But I didn't dive straight in there because I didn't know what the regs are in Arkansas for shooting distance from a road. Like Jake had that hunt in Kansas a couple years ago. Some of you guys may have watched it, where him and Ted stalked down the road ditch, crossed the fence, then they were legal, and he killed a buck like 10 yards from the road. But in Kansas, that's legal to do as long as you're inside the fence boundary and you're not in the actual road ditch where you shoot. Some states, it's 100 yards from a road. But I didn't know what that regulation was here in Arkansas, so we didn't just dive in there and go after the thing. We had to drive out, get service. Took us 20 minutes to do that. And in Arkansas, you can shoot 100 feet from the center of the road, which would have put us, 35 yards from the center of the road, and that was doable. But then we came back, and now the buck's gone. And I don't know where the heck he went. So, I should have looked at that beforehand. And then, sure enough, nice buck, road ditch. Seen that happen before. Bunch of times, actually.
Plenty of times.
Dang it.
How do you feel?
Feel ready to go kill a deer.
You are?
Last day here in Arkansas.
I can hear the excitement in your voice.
It's deep down in there, it's just gotta go find it.
The only thing I'm thinking about for setting up right here is that buck's not gonna come by here, but he might come out if we go further down in there. Unless he crossed the drainage, which is a good chance he did, but if he stayed in this thick patch, he might not come out right here, but he might come out a ways down there. The only problem is the leaves are extremely country. This is kind of the corner on the map that we were wanting to get to. once we got to this corner, to our surprise, there's like 3 or 4 big trees dropping acorns. This one's pretty fresh. Looks like squirrel's been picking away at it or something. There's one right behind Ben, and then several down through the bottom here. About 80 yards away, there's a thick edge of nasty thick cover where a lot of the deer are probably bedding. That's the same edge that buck was walking down this morning, about 500 yards that way. So good chance there's deer gonna be coming out of that stuff feeding on acorns tonight. Ben and I just crawled up this tree and got set up. We feel like we're in a pretty good setup right here. Wind is blowing back this way onto the private. All that thick cover that we've been talking about is out this way. And in between us and the thick cover is a bunch of oaks that are dropping acorns out here. There's fresh deer tracks right underneath this oak tree. And we bumped a doe fawn not too far back. So there's definitely quite a bit of deer activity in here based on the sign. We just gotta hope that a buck makes it out of that bedding tonight and makes it up here to 20 yards of us. Buck or doe, whatever the case may be. Feeling like there's a pretty good chance that does happen. Got pretty good shooting out through here, about 20 to 30 yards. So hoping we can get it done here on the last day, last sit in Arkansas. Haven't heard from Warb and Roy all day, but sounded like they were gonna take care of their doe this morning and then hunt this afternoon. So hoping that they're on something. Oh yeah, she's good for one more. She's good for going overseas. Deer just popped out about 80 yards away. Came right out of that thick stuff up into these oaks. Oaks been dropping like crazy all night. It's a good start. Got like an hour left, maybe a little bit less. So hopefully they start piling out there. Just came out and fed on those acorns. Came right out of that thick edge, it looked like. Walked up here, fed on some acorns, and then what'd she do? Walked back that way. She's still milling around over there. Still milling around? Yeah. Maybe she'll end up over here. Maybe.
Hours, so 7 a.m. then.
Is that it?
It's our arrival time. It's not bad.
7 in the morning
7 in the morning.
if you leave right now.
That's right.
You just gonna leave your tent back there, your 12 person?
I don't know. Just maybe not or not.
I mean, we gotta have realistic situations here. Let's imagine we come over at Rumble Strip.
Have you drank any Red Bulls tonight?
Not one.
All right, we're packed up. We're getting ready to head back north. That's 9 days in a row hunting in Arkansas.
9 long days.
Yeah. 9 days and one doe down.
One down. A lifetime of memories.
It was a tough one, which kind of goes in line with just about every other hunt we've had this fall.
Yep.
It's just been a grind of a year, but we tried to get in, especially the last 4 days here. We've been trying to get in really good setups to get close range opportunities at deer, period. And it worked last night. We had deer in bow range,
I mean, Ted and Benjamin, you guys saw more bucks than we did. We finally saw a nice buck today chasing a doe, but I think we just missed the rut here and missed really the peak buck activity by a week or two. We definitely did see a good number of deer. I mean, we saw deer pretty well every day of the hunt, I think.
Yeah, we for sure saw. I think we saw deer every evening sit. except
Every
for
evening?
Yesterday.
Evenings were really hot.
Learned a lot. We got on some deer. I mean, we were on some good sign. Saw some good bucks as a group. Just bow hunting. Sometimes they come close enough for you to shoot them, and it works out. And most of the time, it doesn't.
Leaving with one.
Leaving with one in the cooler. Can't complain about that. Headed back to Iowa. We're both getting late season muzzleloader tags, right?
Yeah, I think Jake is too.
Zach and Jake are going to South Dakota here tomorrow, I think. Thanks for watching, guys. That's a wrap on Arkansas. Time to head north.
We will probably be back to Arkansas at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll
I
be
imagine.
back.
I'd love to come back to Arkansas, duck hunt or deer hunt. Saw an absurd amount of ducks, and they said it's not. They said it's dry, and we saw an absurd amount of ducks. So
That fires curl right
that
up. doesn't
shivers
it?
my tempers for sure.
Gets him going. Definitely the best southern deer hunt that I've been on. So looking forward to trying it again. Hop in there and back up to this thing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be driving 10 hours straight.
Yep.
All the way.
You are if you're willing.
Willing and able. I mean, last time I said that I made it 2 hours.
We know. Last time from Indiana, he made
Oh, it
about
was like-
an hour and a half.
Yeah, an hour and a
And he's like, oh, I'm getting sleepy. Oh, you are?
He started hitting them rumble strips. And I was
I
like,
can't
right
believe
then.
it. Keep coming. Whoa! Keep coming. Keep coming. Whoa!
Like a glove, it fits perfect.
Yeah.
And we drive Ford trucks because Ford trucks are tough.
And I use cold steel nice belt because they're tough too.
Just a little shout out to Tim Wells,
Tim
actually.
Wells, we love the voiceovers.
Good old Timmy.
And like a croc, you'll wait for hours.
You will. We've seen it.
Good stuff.
And I shop at Walmart because, well, why not? It's like.
Oh,
Yeah, we're missing
see you
that
guys.
thing again.